All right, hey everyone, welcome to I guess, late night edition for the West Coast of Zelda 2 Randomizer. We've got a Max Rando Tournament. This is a Swiss round 4 with jkoper versus topplife. On tracking, we've got Siberian, and on comms today, we've got Victor Santa Fe. How's it going, man?
Good evening. Hey, yeah. So yeah, this is this is I believe the latest I've done this. So yeah, it is very exciting. And yeah, hopefully it will be for the players and for chat today too. This will be a great match. Top Life has shown us that he can put up a fight against the very experienced players of this community. And And yeah, we have some information about the seed. We know the players will start with a lot of stuff and they will only have to place one gem. So that makes this game probably a very fast one, but Zelda 2 likes throwing surprises at you. Also, survivability can be a little bit tough. So they will start with 3 hard containers, which is not that bad, and they will have 5 laps, which is the best case scenario, I guess. And yeah, they will start with the gloves, so that will be something that they won't be looking for, thankfully. And the magic key, which will allow the players to place that gem as soon as they can, and boots that will help with navigation, as well as the flute, the cross, which will help in some places, and Thunder or Thunderbird, although the price of Thunder will be a thing and they will have maybe to grind to get that Thunder to be castable, or get some magic containers along the way, and the fairy spell, which is very useful and also could be required. So yeah, this could be very fast, but we don't know yet. Down stab and up stab are not part of the things that the guys will start with. So yeah, that could be a thing to finding down stab or up stab required rooms in GP is a thing. So yeah, that could happen too. Besides that, I believe nothing else can stop them. Besides, yeah, the cost of thunder and upstab and downstab. Maybe a raft or a hammer block, some sort. Very low probability of that happening, but you never know. And of course, survivability in GP. That's always a thing. But yeah, these players are good, so yeah, let's hope it doesn't give them a hard time. And if it does, let's hope it is fun for us to watch. So yeah, both players are 2-1, I believe. I don't know. Young Heffley said the outcome of this match could, yeah, I believe it has could affect the outcome in the bracket stages very slightly. So I guess both players are already in the bracket stage. But yeah, it will affect the outcome of the bracket stages, because whoever wins will be placed a little bit higher, will be seated a little bit higher for the bracket formation. I believe the players will be ready in a few moments. Okay, here we go. Yeah, both players taking a look at their menus. A lot of information. That's one of the most intimidating parts of Max Rando. Checking your menu and hoping you're not making big mistakes because you already have something you're looking for. And we have a vanilla overworld in the Western continent, which, okay, this will not be a jet set probably. You know why? Because vanilla Western continent comes with a hammer requirement built in almost always. So yeah, the candle for top life in Trophy Cave, which will make things way easier. And jkoper about to get his candle too. So yeah, with the new update, we have the possibility of having vanilla overworlds in two flavors. One of them is vanilla, and that means that all the locations will be the same locations as vanilla, as seems to be the case of this seed. As you can see, North Palace is in the North Palace spot, the Trophy Cave is in Trophy Cave spot, so everything is in its place. So that's why I say that the hammer most probably will be required. And the other flavor of vanilla overworld is vanilla shuffled, which will have the locations, the important locations shuffled amongst them, and they will show the icon of the location they belong to. So for example, if it is a cave, it will show up as a cave. It was really confusing on the original randomizer because it showed the vanilla locations, but the locations were shuffled, so sometimes it was very confusing. But now it is not that confusing, although it is a little bit confusing. So the jump spell for top life, which is really welcome, especially in GP with low levels. And the players are getting some levels very fast. Both players have 1 to 3 in terms of levels. Now top life going through Parappa, being a little bit behind jkoper in this respect. Although I believe jkoper didn't grab the jump spell. Okay, so let's see what palace this is. This is Palace 1. Very interesting. So yeah, without a question, top life enters, and I guess jkoper will do the same. Okay, he's gonna check the grass tile below, maybe something, but yeah, he decides against it and goes back to the palace. Which, yeah, they have what it takes to beat this palace. There's nothing that can stop them. I hope I don't jinx them in any way, but yeah, the probability of them being trolled in some way in this palace is really low. So yeah, top life going to the right. Of course, the new meta, the new good practice for these palaces, these new palaces that have these new community rooms in them, is to always check every elevator. That's pretty important because the boss could be down the elevator. In vanilla, you can only find bosses from left to right. In these palaces with community rooms, you can find bosses going down the elevator or up the elevator. So in this case, if the boss will have been down here, as top life checked, jkoper will be in a disadvantage because he hasn't checked this pad. But fortunately enough for jkoper, it wasn't. Yeah, the boss can be going up or going down the elevator. The only place where the boss cannot be is in a room going from right to left, because that causes the game to behave very strangely, and to fix that behavior will take quite a long time for Dick to fix. He has considered doing so, but not yet. So yeah, we have a lot of new rooms. A lot of them come from the best run hack of Zelda 2, which is Winter Solstice by GTM 604. And some of them come from the hack jams and room jams that we've done on the Zelda 2 discords, in which, well, the community has created new games and new rooms, and the rooms have been judged and included into this update. And also there are some rooms that are variations from things from the game, like reversed rooms, Death Mountain rooms inside the palaces, and things like that. And boss rooms going up, boss rooms going down. There's a barb fight on the outside, and well, jkoper finds Horsehead and topplife like 3 seconds behind him. So yeah, we've got a race, guys. Now it will be a journey to find the way to Great Palace, and we don't know what awaits them. The best case scenario for these guys is that topplife, game over at Horsehead. That's huge. That's very unfortunate. And yeah, jkoper placing his first gem. So yeah, the best case scenario, if these guys really want a short race, which I believe most of us don't like short races, because of levels and because GP is a hell. Is that Great Palace is in Midoro Desert, which is where Palace 2 is. If it's not there, the requirement of the hammer could be a thing. So yeah, they will have to check the item capes that they haven't checked, the grass tile, and if the hammer is not there, they will have to go to Death Mountain, which could or could not be Death Mountain. We are guaranteed that the capes that lead to Death Mountain will lead to another continent, like the Eastern Continent or Death Mountain or Maze Island. So yeah, we don't know where Great Palace is, and hopefully we will find soon. However, jkoper still looking for an item that could help him in terms of survivability, and it is a 1-up. And he's close to a level, so yeah, this item room is a new room. It is really weird. You don't need a key if you go from left to right, but you need a key if you come from right to left, which is really interesting. And also, this update also includes item rooms that you can access from several sides. So yeah, the item could also be going up an elevator or going down an elevator, or in this case, coming from either side of the room. So yeah, round 2 for topplife against Horsehead. While jkoper already found the item and he's looking for a level. And yeah, Buleta, they started with a lot, but oh, jkoper isn't able to get the level. So yeah, he's going down to see what's on the grass tile, and the funny thing is that top life can be happening really quickly out of here, so the time he lost could be easily recovered. However, he's close to a level, so let's see how he behaves. He's now spending some time trying to look for a level, but I guess he's regretting, and he's gonna go place the gem. Yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, guys, it is midnight for some of you, but it is 3 a.m. for a lot of us. I'm in Colombia, in South America. I'm still at the same time as the Eastern time in the US, but I believe tomorrow that will change. And yeah, only one gem and a lot of items, but this seed already threw us a twist. And the twist is that we have a vanilla Western continent, and that means that the requirement of the hammer is really likely. So yeah, jkoper on Jump Cave. I believe he got the medicine out of the grass tile, which could get him a spell out of the town of Mito. However, to get to Mito, he needs the hammer, or he needs to somehow be connected to that part of the continent using the Death Mountain connectors. And Top Life finds the 1-up, that is the item in Palace 1, which is really unfortunate for him. I thought he was gonna leave the palace as soon as he found Horsehead, but yeah, he ended up losing quite some time because he came over to Horsehead. So now jkoper is gonna check the item cave, the pivot cave here, and then he's gonna go check Midoro Swamp, hoping to find Great Palace there. He has like 1 in a 5 chance of that happening, but it could happen, and this could be a very fast seed, unless they require down step or up step. But yeah, we will see a hard container in PvK, which is not bad at all. So yeah, both players already have 0 gems because they placed their only gem to place in Palace 1. And now they're looking for Great Palace. And why is jkoper not looking for the palace in Midoro? Is he gonna go? Well, that's a pretty long walk to get there. He probably wants to check the connector to Dead Mountain first, because it could lead him into a Eastern Continent, Maze Island, Dead Mountain. So yeah, anything can happen at this point. This is a race to find Great Palace. And both players are alive and well. Top Life is a little bit behind, but depending on his decisions, he could be ahead at any moment. So jkoper entering the town of Saria, which has the reflect spell. I don't believe he's gonna get it. It is useful for the Thunderbird fight, and it is useful for some enemies, especially in Great Palace. But yeah, knowing jkoper, He's not interested. And here we see our, well, not yet, but I kind of believe that Top Life will go find out what is the palace in Midoro Swamp. And that could be very different. Okay, we have my least favorite biome of this game, and it is Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain. And this is horrible. This is really bad news for these players. Why? Because this Dead Mountain doesn't make sense and has very few connections per area. It is very segmented, and I hope I'm not inventing words. But yeah, it is terrible. You will see. If this is required, both players will spend quite some time here unless they are really lucky. So yeah, guys, we thought this was gonna be a jet seed, and it ended up having quite some catches, some tricks. As you can see, where the Spectacle Rock normally is, we have two caves. So that means that Hammer Cave could be any of these caves, and the Spectacle Rock could be in any place where a cave would be. And I missed the palace that was in Midoro, but I guess it wasn't Great Palace because Top Life is getting out of there. So yeah, Dead Mountain is required. So yeah, buckle up your seatbelts, guys. We're gonna spend quite some time in Dead Mountain. jkoper finding the best spot for exploration. Well, no, I'm sorry, this is not the best spot. And we see an Spectacle Rock, which is in the best place where you can explore in Dead Mountain, which is the area that resembles the Zelda 1 map. The bottom of Dead Mountain. This area is also very good because it has 3 possibilities. Well, it has 4 caves. So yeah, exploring this kind of Dead Mountain, it could be really painful. Hopefully the guys will be lucky. jkoper finding a dead end. This Dead Mountain has a lot of dead ends. I believe it has at least 3 of them. So yeah, jkoper having to backtrace, and Top Life getting the reflect spell, which could be useful for the Thunderbird fight. However, none of the players, I believe, at this moment can cast the Thunder spell, which could be a thing. Okay, both players in Dead Mountain. jkoper going up the ladder to the left, and Top Life going up the ladder to the right. Kind of like this, the way it looks, that both players are kind of mirroring what they're doing. Okay, so for this kind of situation, there are several ways to approach this. In my case, the first thing I would do is check all the elevator rooms, like this one, like jkoper is doing. Find out where every exit of these elevator rooms lead to. Then I will start doing caves by the style of cave. So then I will do something like lava caves. Then I will do like the caves that go up the stairs. Then the caves that go down the stairs. Then I will do the bridges. And in that way I will keep in my mind the kind of cave where I've been at. So yeah, now Top Life is in one of the elevators. I believe jkoper hasn't been in this elevator yet. So yeah, the players are looking for one cave, only one out of these, I don't know how many, but I believe it's more than 30 caves, will lead them somewhere else, and this is 100% required. The funny thing is that jkoper doesn't know that this is 100% required. So there's a possibility that he gets tired of this and goes check what palace lies in Midoro Desert. Sorry, Midoro Swamp. Yes, sorry guys, this part of the game will be a little bit boring, so if you can bear with us, because after they find a way out, the probabilities of this becoming really exciting in Great Palace will be high. Okay, so jkoper doing, I believe this is the elevator with the bridges. Oh no, this is the normal elevator. So yeah, a lot of caves, and none of the players seem to be able to find the way out. jkoper crossing a bridge. But I will also try to look for, at the beginning, is try to arrive to the area below, to the area at the bottom, because that area has 3 or 4 chances, which it improves your odds of getting out of here. The good news for the players is that they will make profit out of this mountain and get some levels, which I know you guys think that sometimes levels are not important, especially with this kind of players. But yeah, Great Palace has been a nightmare lately, so every level counts. Hey, how are you doing, Mew Mew fan? Yeah, have a good night, Boletta. Hope to see you in the rest of the tournament. We're gonna start the bracket stages next week. It will be exciting. It has been really exciting so far. This seed turned out to be a little bit trollier than we wanted it to be. Okay, so as I told you before, and this is very interesting, jkoper is walking back. jkoper is gonna find out that the palace in Midoro Swamp is not what he's looking for, and he's gonna lose quite some time of exploration here. So the game over that Top-Life took a while ago will be practically cancelled with this development. Okay, Top-Life finds Hammer Cave. If this is the hammer or something else, this could be huge. But yeah, at this point, the only thing that the players are looking for is the hammer. Maybe, and just maybe, the raft. Man, yeah, most of all, the hammer or a way out of here. Oh, sheepdog, how are you doing, man? So yeah, to sum up what has happened till now for the newcomers, this is a 1 gem seed, so the players only had to defeat one of the bosses, which is Corset, as you can see in the tracker. And now they can access GP, but there's a twist. The map is vanilla, so that means that the hammer requirement is very high, and now we know it's pretty much required unless they find a way out of that mountain. So what the players did was go through all their options and then enter that mountain, but then they encountered a little bit of bad news, and it is that that mountain is vanilla shuffled, which is the worst case scenario for both our players, because vanilla shuffled is very segmented and one of the caves will lead you out of there, but finding that cave is a really tough task. So yeah, now jkoper found out what lied in the palace in Midoro Swamp, and now he's going back to that mountain. Topplife didn't find anything useful in Hammer Cave and proceeds to keep looking for the cave that will get them out of here. Oh yeah, I can see that happening. This race almost didn't happen to be restreamed. But yeah, thankfully we found the people that were eager to do so. So, one of our players has found the bottom of that mountain, but I guess it wasn't useful, or they're not doing a good... Well, if he was top life and he just found a dead end, that's kind of good news for him, because he will now be able to check the other caves. But yeah, I don't agree with the way he's exploring that mountain. He's... Okay, I guess I could be wrong. Yeah, he's been here, so he probably knows everything about this section. Yeah, especially because one of the caves is Spectacle Rock, so that's one less option for him. So yeah, I guess we know what's below, what's on the bottom of that mountain, and it is not the answer. So yeah, most probably at this point, from what we've seen, it is a cave that leads to another cave. The answer, so pretty rough. jkoper finding Hammer Cave, which we know doesn't have the answer. I believe it has a heart container, maybe, which is not bad. Yeah, the Alan Heffley, we're stuck here for quite a while. In Vanilla Shuffle Dead Mountain required. 100% required. We know everything. And this is 100% required. We're looking for a cave among... Does anybody know how many caves does that mountain have? I believe it is more than 30, but I could be really wrong. Yeah, too many. That's the best answer. Yeah, this is really tedious, and when you're racing, it's even worse because you feel the clock ticking, and you know that your opponent could be really lucky and find it way before you do. So yeah, a lot of tension in the air. This is anybody's game. The advantage that jkoper had a while ago, poof, gone. The only thing that jkoper has going for him is that he knows what the item in the palace in Midoro Swamp, which I believe it was 3 or 6. I believe we didn't find out which one of those it was. The item there was not what we're looking for. We're looking for either the hammer or a way out of the Western continent. And we just know that the hammer won't be here. The hammer has to be in a palace in the Eastern continent, or the palace that we haven't seen, where normally Palace 3 is at. Or in the Western continent, or in Maze Island. Those are the options for the hammer, which at this point I will say the hammer would be like 95% required. So yeah, when we saw this seed, as I opened the seed before the race started to see what the guys will start with, we thought it was gonna be a fast one. Things got complicated. So jkoper going through a lava cave, and I believe this leads to a dead end. Yes. Topplife has already been here. So yeah, what will be the answer? What haven't we seen? Oh, Topplife finds the answer. And it leads to the Western continent. That's really trolly. What can they find there? They can find a palace there, which they will hope it is GP. They can find the town of Miro, which has a spell. But at this point, the guys are not really looking for spells. And yeah, nothing more. They're depending on the palace. And yeah, I guess the palace has something. The palace has to have the raft or something that unlocks this puzzle. Or the hammer that could open the item caves. Or the raft or something that leads them out of here. So yeah, Topplife in Miro, finally, is gonna get his downstep technique, which is a very good thing to have. It could be also required. And he's gonna get the spell out of here, probably. I don't know if you read the sign at the entrance. Yes, Iberian, this Dead Mountain was a mess. Thankfully Topplife got out of there. jkoper still needs to find the answer. You chatbird? So yeah, the spell. Man. At this point, yeah, give me anything. So yeah, the spell has a funny behavior in this set of flags with the update. It will turn the enemies into a random enemy, which could be useful for grinding or for survivability. Still don't know. Okay, jkoper finds the answer, which means that we have a race, guys. Okay, now topplife going to cross the fairy cave, and we're gonna find out if the palace in the island is Great Palace, or what palace it will be. And the item inside that palace has to be a progression item, 100%. It could be the hammer, or it could be the raft, either of those two. There's nothing else that can be there. And it is Palace 2. And yeah, we have Yoshi among the selectable characters in the randomizer. This sprite is courtesy of our beloved T-Nightcrawler. He has done quite some sprites. And topplife finding the boss and decides to fight him. Remember, okay, was that a hint about the hammer? Did anyone catch that? I think I saw the word hammer in the hint. Okay. As I was saying, behind the bosses there's more palace. In the original game, if you leave the boss room, it will lead to the outside of the palace. But now with the update, it could have things behind the boss. So there was a probability of having the item cave behind that the boss, but it wasn't the case. It was a dead end. Oh, so that means that the raft is in Palace 2. Wow, thank you, Angry Demon Noises. And yeah, big shout out to Angry Demon Noises, who is doing the restream, who's pulling the buttons, and Siberian, who is doing the tracking. Yeah, we're doing the late show for you guys. So yeah, thank you for coming here to enjoy this very tense race we have right now. We know that topplife will find the raft most probably sooner than jkoper, and then we will see if the raft leads us to the eastern continent or if it leads us directly to Maze Island, where the hammer is. We still don't know if the hammer is required. There's a very high probability, but although I'm taking my words back. At this point, the hammer being required is really low. And yeah, we will see. Okay, so I believe the players are on different paths inside Palace 2, which could mean that the lead that topplife had could be erased at any moment. Oh, we have a drop in Palace 2. And the raft! Oh, this was an item. Oh no! Look at that. He needs to use ferry to get up there. Or, yeah, use ferry. Yeah, do it. Come on, jkoper. Okay, he didn't need it. That was good. He's close to a level, so I don't blame him. That was a great execution in that room. And top life right behind. Wow, we've got a race, guys. This is really anyone's game. Yeah, that is a very interesting item room. You know what? I have seen that item room, but I didn't remember about it. So as soon as I saw that the crumbling bridges, I would have probably fallen to find more of the palace, and I would have missed the raft. So yeah, jkoper found the raft first, but he's a little bit behind. And top life sails, and we have an Eastern continent where top life will get the abstep technique, which could be required. And hey, Brian Williams, the thing about this seed, they've already beaten one of the bosses. They only have to place one gem. That's part of the rules of the tournament. The flags that we choose is that there's a random number of palaces to beat, and in this case, in this race, the guys had to beat one palace. So you can see that top life defeated two bosses, but that's because he wanted some extra experience and he wanted to see what was behind the boss of Palace 2, but they're already ready to enter Great Palace. The thing that's stopping them is that they haven't found Great Palace. As you can see, they're in the same exact part of the Eastern continent. So this race is head to head. This is amazing. Now it is a question of who will reach Great Palace first. The options are Maze Island, Valley of Death, and there are two palaces on the outside in the Eastern continent. So yeah, that would be very interesting to see who finds it first. And inside Great Palace, anything can happen too. So Top Life has the spell, so he's able to go to the spell tower at the end of this town and get the item out of there. We see a River Devil that is blocking nothing, as usual. So yeah, this was a very interesting seed for those that just came, because it had vanilla overworld on the Western continent, and it had vanilla shuffled Death Mountain, which meant that the players have spent 43 minutes escaping the Western continent. Okay, and I just missed what Top Life got out of the spell tower. I also don't know if the players can cast Thunder yet, which could be a thing. If Thunderbird is required, they need to be able to cast Thunder. Okay, so both players are already in the bracket stages. They have won 2 races and they have lost 1. Both players. And I keep missing things. I don't know why. I just missed what jkoper got out of New Kazuto, out of the spell tower. I guess it wasn't anything useful. Feedback, yeah, I guess that was it. And meanwhile, Top Life getting the fire spell, which is linked to shield. And that could be very useful. It's kind of the worst case scenario, because shield tends to be really cheap too. But that means that they won't have to get out of their way to find the shield spell. Now top life is going into the Valley of Death, where there's a palace, to discard the possibility of that being Great Palace. And it is not. It is 3 or 6. So yeah, not interested. He just takes a refill to do his fairy feet techniques out of the Valley of Death. So we still have some palaces in the overworld, and we have the palace in Maze Island, but we need to find the way to get to Maze Island. So the players have to check caves, especially caves and bridges, because any cave or bridge could lead you to Maze Island, and Maze Island has a palace, 2 items, one of which is the hammer, we know from a hint. Yeah, what a seed. This was a very interesting one. There's a desert tile for jkoper and another heart container. So jkoper has 7 heart containers while top life only has 5. And there's another palace. And it is Great Palace. And both players enter at the same time. What is this? Man, I cannot scream. My neighbors, it is really late here. And both players enter Great Palace almost at the same time. What is this, man? Wow. And as you can see, although top life took quite some time to really enter Great Palace, he's in the same room as jkoper, because jkoper decided to take a peek in some other rooms, which is a good idea. He has the knowledge advantage at this point. Also, he has more survivability. Okay, so there's a waffle below this room that is taken from Winter Solstice, which is a ROM hack, a very good ROM hack of this game. And we have a bridge room to the right of that Winter Solstice room. Yeah, it is 4 AM here, and there's a dead end. So at this point, top life is a little bit ahead. This is really interesting. And now proceeds to go down into that waffle. It's a regular waffle with 3 chicken on the right waffle. And a lot of lag. Let's see if he can pull off this trick. He doesn't. Now he's up there, which is kind of safe. We will see what awaits for him in the other waffle. When we have 3 enemies here, there's a probability that there will be 3 enemies in the other waffle too. And no, thankfully for him, it's just... Oh, sorry, I just jinxed him. It was just a rope that fried him. Yeah, this is brutal. The lag. Yeah, you can see jkoper just took a dead there. Ooh. But now top life is able to escape this nasty room. have a crumbling bridge rune. And a dead end. Oh. So this whole part of the palace was just garbage. 2 dead ends. And jkoper. Can you believe jkoper's lack? He the block he broke, it was ajar. And yeah, jkoper has a little bit of a disadvantage here. He declined getting the jump spell. And in the waffles, the jump spell is very, very, very useful. So the bad thing for jkoper is that he's close to a level. Well, not that close, but he will find a dead end, so he will lose a lot of experience. And then he will have to up an A. Okay. Wow. Upstop required. Do you guys remember if jkoper got upstop? I don't believe he did. Which makes him very unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, very unfortunate for jkoper. I don't blame him. The upstop requirement hasn't been very, very common in this tournament. And we just saw a glimpse of the bird, which has been required a lot in this tournament too. So I don't know if they can cast thunder. I don't believe they can. The probability of thunder costing less than 64 points is really low, especially at Magic 5. So yeah, very unfortunate. And this seed keeps pulling up surprises. Dead end. So, Thunderbird required. They need a magic container. Man, what did you roll, guys? What is this? Look at jkoper staring at the upstop block. Hoping he can bypass it, but he cannot do it. So we're out of Great Palace again. The thing that jkoper doesn't know is that T-Bird is required. So there's a probability he will go get the upstop technique, and then he will probably go back inside Great Palace and find Thunderbird, and he will be forced to get out of there again. So yeah, very tough, very, very, very cruel seed so far. Oh, there's Maze Island. That's interesting. There's one item besides the hammer here, and there's a palace too. I don't know if jkoper found the Runia.
Hello, everybody.
Hey!
Yeah, you know what? I thought that it was Saturday going into Sunday. I was actually up doing a whole lot of work because, doctor work. So I figured I'd do patient, revisions and all that good stuff. So I've been awake all this time. And then I go to look at my Discord and was like, oh my God, it's actually 3 a.m. for tonight. Like I was counting tonight as Friday night. So that goes to show you.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody complains about being pinged in Discord, and when they ping me, I never get a notification about it. I don't know why.
I didn't get it either. And from what I see, it looks like there's total unfortunate craziness going on, and it
Yep.
looks like, yeah, so I missed a fan opportunity to co-commentate earlier with you. I am so disappointed in myself. And hello to everybody in chat. For those in Europe, I know you guys are in the morning time and you're like, ha, it's good. I'm having this with either a full English breakfast, you got the good stuff going. And we have a magic container.
Yeah, that means that now Top Life is able to fight Thunderbird. So he's going back to Great Palace. jkoper has a problem. He hasn't found the upstep technique, which is also required. So yeah, this Great Palace is upstep required and thunder required. So yeah, really trolley seed. And let me sum it up really quickly for you. So the players have almost everything to start with. They had the glove, the boots, the flute, the cross, the thunder spell, and the fairy spell. But the biome of the Western continent is vanilla, which means that the probability of the hammer being required is really high. Or they will be forced to go through Dead Mountain, and that's what happened. And the worst biome of Dead Mountain showed up, which is vanilla shuffled. So there was only one of those caves that led outside of Dead Mountain, and the players took 45 minutes trying to escape the Western continent, which turned out that a 1 gem seed that looked like it was gonna be a jet seed is turning out to be a 1 hour or more seed. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully jkoper finds the upstep technique really quickly. I believe he hasn't seen the location of the town. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so he will get upstep and get inside Great Palace as quickly as he can. So yeah, we still have a race, guys.
Awesome sauce. Because it looks like our Yoshi friend, even though he just took a ghost to the face, Yoshi does have upstab and did go through with the help of the jump spell and his detractable tongue, He's got the detractable tongue. And here we go. It looks like we have Thunderbird versus Yoshi.
Yep.
Oh. Do you have any predictions on this Thunderbird, Victor?
I believe he will take you down with 3 hits, and attack 4 could be longish, but if they're patient enough, this is very doable. Also, I'm surprised that he didn't use the fire spell, because it is attached to the shield spell, which could give him more survivability, but probably as they are magic 5, maybe he's not able to cast it.
Yeah, he's broke as a joke, guys. I don't think he has enough magic to do anything but cough and hope for the best. So all he can do is just die right now. So let's take a look at Yoshi getting wrecked just now by the Thunder Chicken. Meanwhile, jkoper is just trying to hope he can get through the electric barrier. It was like, thou shalt not get in, now you can. He's on his way like Thunderbird, and most importantly, upstab room. I'm coming for you. And oh man, this is exciting because it looked like 1 hit from Thunderbird took about 4 heart containers, or at least 3.5. So there's no room for error here.
Yep.
Especially with the fact that he cannot cast shield due to being so magic poor, which is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the thing about it's where you only have to place 1 gem. You cannot use gems to get your levels up, and fortunately enough for them, that mountain being long allowed them to get a couple more levels. But yeah, that's the thing about this, that sometimes, yeah, this fight against Thunderbird with low levels can be really, really tricky.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Hey, Nim, welcome aboard. Yes, there is a race for us insomniacs here in the States and in preferably those in the Eastern time zone. For those out in the UK, our European guests, for you guys that just having some nice breakfast Zelda 2 racing. But yeah, there's totally a nice race going on. I call it late night black and white insomniacs unite because we're here to watch the pain train, and that is exactly what the Thunderbird is giving Top Life. That Yoshi is getting more wrecked than Yoshi's Island, I would say. I love it to death, but that game is so underrated, it gets no respect. So that's exactly what Thunderbird is doing to Yoshi. He's getting Yoshified. And jkoper is now remembering that upstab is always a good thing to have.
Yeah. So, yeah, he has another problem. He doesn't have the jump spell, and as you can see, this jump is really tricky, if not impossible.
I bet you right now, yes, exactly, Lemon. He Let's put it this way. Thunderbird is like Mario with Yoshi over a ditch. You know that Yoshi is just getting fed. There's no saving the animals. Meanwhile, jkoper is hoping he has a Yoshi so that way he can get that extra boost because he is stunted and he is not going anywhere at all. So this is proving to be a very interesting fight. Top Life knows if I catch one more hit, GG Thunderbird, you got me. And I have no idea why jkoper went to that room, but I guess he was like, "Hi, fairy, how you doing, buddy?"
So yeah, jkoper declined getting the jump spell, which I believe is in the town of Raru at the beginning of the game. So yeah, if he has problem climbing that path, uh, there's the possibility for him to go there. But yeah, finally Top Life is able to defeat Thunderbird, and we will see what lies beyond this palace. jkoper, I guess, is gonna do what I just said. He's gonna go to Raru, get his jump spell, and go back and dig Great Palace, and that was very unfortunate. I never thought that room would be a jump required room.
You never ever pass up on a free spell. I could see if you needed something, a required item like a child trophy, something like that, then you could pass it up, especially when you have to, get an item from a palace and it's a 1 gem seed. But in this case, it was a free spell. There's really no reason to pass that up because it's not really that much of a time difference, in terms of saving time. And it's always good to have, especially jump, because there are just some things you can't ferry yourself out of,
Yeah, and the waffle rooms with the jump spell is really helpful. So yeah, Sarnax is telling us that you can make that jump without the jump spell. Maybe, I don't know if maybe using your sword against the wall can kind of help you gain some momentum there, because yeah, that's what they were lacking, like some momentum.
Like, I've seen people make that jump, Zarnax. I have, but you have to do a running jump, and since it's it can be done. It just is a lot easier with the jump spell.
Yeah, most definitely. But well, as you see, jkoper is once again in Great Palace. He knows where to go. Oh yeah, we still have a race. Anything can happen. This palace, we haven't seen that much out of it.
Well, Azura, the reason why I say is I get what you're saying most importantly in terms of time, but imagine the time lost when you have a room where jump could save you so much more time. So
Oh
if
yeah.
you think about it in the greater scheme of things, sometimes it's better just to get it so you have it on deck. You know that yeah, I try to yeah, I know. We don't have to imagine. I mean, jkoper is drinking some Ripsy soda right now because he's like, oh man, this is the one time I went to GP and all I got was this stinking T-shirt type of scenario because he's in there. He's had to triple dip. The first one is a feels bad man. The second time is a feels really bad man, and the third time is like a bruh moment. It's literally like a bruh moment, and you can't even get mad about it. And there's my chicken squad. There you go, buddy. Even though I'm all for Yoshi, but it's the chickens. And you know what I say? When you're in GP, what do you always have to fear?
You're the chicken.
Exactly, fear the chickens.
But yeah, thankfully Yoshi was able to survive that, and now jkoper.
Is just gonna go upstairs and
Yeah,
take
he
a
still
taxi
doesn't
cab.
know. He still doesn't know that it is required, but he will find soon enough. Going to the left here will lead him into a dead end.
Oh well, he lucked out and found the red jar, so he doesn't have to do a tactical death. So you
Oh,
guys,
okay, he's gonna do it. Okay. Yeah.
so you guys don't get the tactical death incoming sound, but it really doesn't matter because Top Life has found Dark Link.
Yep.
So Dark Yoshi, I should say instead of Dark Link. So Dark Yoshi is gonna get licked to death. So we could actually say this is the first time we have seen a Top Life. Why you do that, bro? I was just about to go with the death by Malim, and then Top Life goes and gets himself killed. No, you're supposed to lick him to death. You just keep licking until you can't lick anymore, until you like your tongue gets all dry. I mean, that's how you got to do it. But he's gonna crouch. He knows that play it safe. Don't do anything. Yes, Top Life was the one who got malemmed. And it was a sad panda moment.
Yeah. So GG's to Top Life, who
So
finishes
now
in first place with a time of 1 hour and 8 minutes and 3 seconds.
So now, chat, we can officially get those GGs out because Top Life and Yoshi did conquer via lick technology. And here we're gonna see the fair Princess Birdo is gonna wake up and give. I don't know what exactly you get out of that because if anybody remembers back in the day the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, then you know that Birdo gives a big old slurp. So I don't know if I'd be running from that as opposed to actually taking the slurp like a G. But Yoshi's a brave one. He took the slurp, bless his heart. Meanwhile, we have jkoper who's kind of wondering.
Okay, so we have Top Life here with us in the commentary booth. How are you doing, man? GG's. Congratulations on the
Yes,
victory.
Thank you, thank you. It's okay. It really feels bad last locationing Death Mountain, but other than that, kind of fine. A bit sad I didn't find a magic container earlier.
Yeah, this was a very, very weird race. When you guys started, we thought this was gonna be really fast, and then Vanilla Overworld throughout the hammer being required possibility. Then, as soon as you cleared everything and Dead Mountain was the only option. And then you find Vanilla Shuffle Dead Mountain, which sucks really bad. It is horrible. And well, at that point, you discover the exit out of Dead Mountain like 5 minutes before jkoper did, which gave you quite an advantage. But then, but you had a dead horse head at the beginning, which threw you back a little bit. So yeah, this race, the whole race, you guys were ahead of each other, and then Great Palace, and it turns out to be Upstep blocked and Thunder blocked, and jkoper unfortunately didn't have either the upstep technique, nor the magic container, nor the jump spell. And that upstep room, he tried to climb it without jump when he got the upstep technique, and he wasn't able to, so he had to get out, get the jump spell out of Rauru and go back. So yeah, it was a really interesting race. So
Yeah,
I don't know how it felt for you.
It's not that hard to do it without jump. But I guess there's some technique which I just got on one of my first tries or something.
How would you approach it? Would you use the sword against the wall or something like that, or just?
Yeah, I'm using the sword against the wall. I have no idea how to do it properly. I just some VOD of somebody not climbing that specific jump with the sword slash, but I found it kind of neat, so I just adapted it.
Nice. So yeah, how did the Thunderbird fight feel for you? You took quite some deaths there, but
yeah, I didn't like the first hit on the first attempt. I don't really see that one hitting me, but it did, and that kind of threw me off.
yeah, that was weird. And yeah, it hurt a lot. It took like 4.5 heart containers with every hit, so you only could get one hit. And yeah, now jkoper finds Dark Link, and he's about to finish the game. Thankfully, this was a really weird Sith.
And GP did bring some pain to you guys, especially Thunderbird. It was not friendly by a long shot. And to, have so many feels bad man moments, having to find out you had to get another magic container because Thunderbird was hard required. And then, finding out that there's an upstab room, which jkoper didn't have both jump and upstab. So he had to triple dip GP, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had not only feels bad, he had feels bad, feels really bad, and brah, just BRUH, brah. You can't even you gotta feel his pain on that. So with this win, where does this put you in terms of win and losses?
It puts me 3-1.
Woohoo! So you're definitely in the brackets.
Oh yeah, we're both in. This is more for seeding.
So
I guess that means I avoid 7th to 10th seeding extra match, I guess.
And well, that's. Let's see. Let me get my little notey book here, because I was trying to keep track of how many wins everybody had.
Yeah, and we have with us here tonight jkoper. Hey, man.
Hey!
How did that feel? That was terrible. That was a horrible Sith.
Yeah. I mean, at least I got the hammer and didn't have to go through Death Mountain a second time.
Yeah, that was fortunate. And yeah, this Sith kind of felt like it was playing with, like it was trolling us on purpose or something. When I checked the Sith before you guys started, and you got almost everything you need, and we thought it was gonna be a really quick Sith, but then it comes the vanilla Western continent, which raises the possibility of the hammer being required. And then when you guys cleared everything and entered Death Mountain, and that Death Mountain being vanilla shuffled and being the only way out of there, that was terrible. How did you feel about the trolliness of the seed, and it even trolled you even harder with upstab and thunder being required? Yeah, you had to dip Great Palace like 4 times.
I mean, I didn't have to, but I should have grabbed jump once or twice on the way past it sometime. So at least one of those dips was my fault. I don't think that makes a difference in the race. It was just I don't know. Just took me too long to get through Death Mountain and stuff, I guess.
It was really close. It was a race where both of you guys were ahead several times in the race. You entered Great Palace at the same time. Like topplife entered like 5 or 10 seconds after you. Mm-hmm. And yeah, topplife found the way out of the mountain a little bit earlier than you, but he had some extra trouble. He came over to Horsehead, and yeah, it was really, really close. The thing that really made the difference was you having to get out of there to get the jump spell, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if jump is required in that room. It seems like it probably shouldn't be, but it sure is tough without jump.
Yeah, Sarnax and Topplife say it isn't, that maybe you can use your sword to bounce from the wall to gain some momentum, but I really don't know. I haven't thought about that possibility.
It definitely works with the sword.
That was more important than anything for that particular room, and I think that's where you had to exit GP to go get upstab, and if you, I think jump makes things much easier in terms of from a speed point of view. So that way you just cast it, boom, you're done. You could just jump your way out of the room instead of trying to gain the momentum and then try to time the jump correctly so you can get through the obstacle. And I can see it from both ways, but I think for me personally, I probably would have gone with the jump spell because I'm lazy. But I did see Topplife go through the room without the jump spell, so it can be done. It's just easier with the jump spell.
Yeah, but going back and getting the jump spell did not make the difference in the race, though. That does not take 5 minutes to do.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But yeah, if I hadn't, if I would have only entered GP twice, maybe. Did I enter more than twice? Or 3 times?
Yeah.
I believe 3 times, yeah.
It was 3 times.
Okay, so it was only 3 times. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I don't think that would have made the difference. That would have put me, within a minute or so, probably, I'm guessing. Or maybe 2. But, yeah, I don't know. It was what it was. So
did you dig Palace 3 or 6 in the start?
What's that? Sorry?
Did you dig Palace 3 or 6 in the start, or did you skip that? I went straight for Death Mountain when finding 6.
I went into Death Mountain until I found a whole loop that put me back out at the Death Mountain entrance again, the first one. And then I went up to the Palace 3, 6, whatever it was, and went left one room and found the item, which was just a P-Bag. I'm pretty sure that was the item. I sure hope it was, because if that wasn't the item, then there's something very wrong with the room.
Yeah, sometimes you don't know if that's just for decoration, the altar where the item lies. But I believe there's only one room that has that problem, but I don't think it was the one that you explored. I think that was the item of the palace, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was just a P-Bag anyway. But yeah, I was like, I'm going to go up there because maybe there's not actually a way out of this Death Mountain, and I need to get the hammer out of this palace. And so I checked and saw the item pretty quickly, and then went back in and eventually found the right way. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw every cave entrance in Death Mountain pretty much. So.
It has to be 2 exits in the vanilla.
Well,
shuffle, right?
No, it's definitely possible that there's 2 disjoint sets of caves in Death Mountain.
Well, when but there's 2 places leading to Death Mountain when it's vanilla, because that just shuffles the cave, and it's 2 in the vanilla. So
right, but it could shuffle them in a way that you can't reach both ends.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty sure it can. I don't know 100%, but this is the way that Death Mountain used to be in the original version of the randomizer, and I'm pretty sure that it was a possibility then that you wouldn't be able to reach one exit of Death Mountain from the other entrance.
Yeah, I think you're right. Then I probably made a mistake, because I was kind of looking for if I had forgotten a 3-way connector somewhere in the end. I'm fairly sure I had most of it under control, but I thought I must have forgotten a 3-way, and I went to the place which was most likely I forgot a 3-way. At that point, I probably should have gone back to the palace then, since there's a possibility that it is locked.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it wasn't locked, if the hammer was there just out of coincidence, then that would have been obviously a huge benefit. And the raft could have been there too, and it a bit thing that we had to dig for the raft as it was.
Oh yeah, when I saw that it was that it just spit you out and you needed the raft or the hammer, I was really worried that I made a mistake not going there. But then again, I got the down stab, so if the boss was required, the 3rd boss, I have an issue with that boss without the down stab. So
no, I'm terrible at Rebanak without down stab as well. So I'm more than happy to take it. It was a relief to me when we came out in the vanilla spot from the other Death Mountain exit. Just because then we could get down stab. And I think I already had the medicine, so there was a spell available too. So, which ended up being just a waste of time, mostly.
Yep.
But, whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I was it a spell? I know I kind of committed. I was in a position where I was half and half what I should do. Should I just grind for the extra magic container before going into GP, or should I just go in there with 4? And I kind of did the worst thing you can do, which is half commit. So I dug a little bit around and didn't find anything, and then went to GP. That means I'm losing to both people that commit to either or.
I mean, I kind of just looked for the water and desert tile and was trying to look for the cave items in the east before going in.
I skipped a very likely position to have an item in the start. I just walked straight past it and I said, that's an item, so I'm just going to skip it. And then I when I started half committing to, I should really have checked that. So, but when I went back, it was just a heart, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't ever see the other item cave in the east. The one where you go down the stairs and back up. I don't know where it is.
I only found one item cave too.
Right. But I mean, it has to be somewhere. It's got to be accessible in this sort of overworld. But...
Yeah. I was also sure that Maze Island was out somewhere on one of the islands, so that's 2 items, so I'm gonna go there before doing anything else. Yeah.
It sounds like we did a lot of the same things in the end.
Yeah, you guys were really close. You were when you arrived at the Eastern continent. You there was a lot of time where you were exploring the same parts and doing the same route. So yeah, if you can check the if you want to check the path, there are some places where the race was really close.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly not gonna watch it. I never do. But GG Top Life. Maybe we'll
GG.
meet again in the brackets. Probably not, but who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm
Like,
glad.
we could
that-
even wait in the first round if the seeding, how the seeding goes.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's possible. Anyway, I'm glad we got to put on a good race for everyone. Thanks everyone for staying up late with us.
Yes, and for our UK viewers who are enjoying this with breakfast and a nice either tea or coffee, you guys are having the best time. And for all the insomniacs who are partying with us, we're always happy to see you guys. And without you guys, thank you to Top Life and jkoper. You guys are the biggest ones. You provide the entertainment, the show. We get to see your skills. So on behalf of the chat, the viewers who were lurking, I want to sincerely thank the both of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations and good luck on the bracket stage, guys. So yeah, hope we have a great tournament from now on.
Thanks.
All right, that's my cue to steal it from you guys. Looks like on the schedule, since we're heading into brackets, we don't have any more Zelda 2 matches coming up. There is the Zelda 2 weekly race tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, so that may or may not happen. We will see. Stay tuned. The rest of tomorrow is a bunch of weekly races. We've got Majora's Mask, Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker, OOT item randomizer, and then a couple of TP races and a Link to the Past. So,
Yes, woo!
yep, a lot of matches going on tomorrow and probably throughout Sunday as well. So, stay tuned for all of that on CSR. You guys can, I think there's a schedule command. But yeah, thanks. Okay, I guess the schedule command didn't work. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, Alan, I'll do my best to become a Time Lord. I can do it. I'll just get like a fro. I'll be the Tom Baker, doctor. I'll get the fro going, and then I'll pick you up in my TARDIS, and then I will beam you to 6 a.m. so you could go home from work. That way, there's no worries. You get to go home, pick it up, and relax.
Nice. Time is an illusion. All right, I fixed it. In the meantime, I will send you guys over to Phasey23. I remember they came and said hi for a second. And I peeked into their stream, and it looks like they were inspired to play as Yoshi in Link to the Past. So seems like a good idea.
Nice.
Awesome sauce. I play as a chicken in Link to the Past. That goes to show you my love for the chickens.
You gotta fear the chickens.
Yes, my chicken. And since I'm a no logic runner, I'm like that chicken who's doing a 3-heart vitreous battle in the Tower of Hera. So, me and my chicken, we go through many trials.
True that. But yeah, thanks so much. I'll see you guys at the next one.
Yes, take care, everybody. For those
Yeah.
of you, good morning and good night for others.
Have a nice day anyway.